Hello and welcome to Rauta AMA, that is Ask Me Anything if you are not familiar with the term from places such as Reddit and all that stuff. Now for this summer I have compiled a list of questions that have been asked me in the comment section in various videos. Some are more repeated ones, some are just one-shot questions basically. And well, I try to answer all the decent questions which have any resemblance to these videos, the channel, me personally, and the stuff we're doing here. So a little bit out tapping because I'm gonna answer those 10 questions, or more like 9 plus 1, which is more in the comment section. I just hope that I will remember to include questions in the description box, but if not, who cares? And skip if you will, if you need. Most people won't be anyway bothered by these questions and answers, but here it goes. And the question number 1 is how many band t-shirts I have, because some people have paid the attention that in almost every video I have different t-shirts. Well, to be honest, I haven't been really buying more t-shirts in the past few years, maybe 10 years or so. Every now and then still I go to a gig. For example, last Cannibal Corpse gig in July, and I think previous that Metallica shirt in May, just for the old time's sake basically. So to answer this in a brief way is that I don't know, probably dozens, maybe 100, probably not as much, because some older shirts have been kind of worn out. I have tossed them out, sold some away, and not too keen on buying any more, because as it is, my cupboard is already quite filled. And then again, I just also get t-shirts through my day job, not band shirts anyway, but so like I said, I don't know, but dozens. And the impression that I might have different t-shirts in a video is just because well, I usually do a couple of videos a day, but I don't do videos every day. So they just might pop up here and there depending how these videos are scheduled and all that, but hope this answers your question. Then there was some question about how strong I am in the terms of numbers to figures, because obviously I am training at my home gym and some other gyms as well. But I must say I'm really, really weak bench pressure. I have always been. I have these sorry ass triceps and probably poor technique as well. So my best rep in bench press is just as less as 115 kilos, and so that is something like 250 or something like that in pounds. My deadlift is pretty decent. I think it's 242.5 kilos. So what it is, less than 600 pounds, I guess. That was, by the way, kind of a competition lift, so it's more or less, well, not official, but anyhow. And my best squat attempt is 212.5, so around 450 plus, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's pretty okay, but I'm not really strong dude. I started when I was 30 something, 33 or whatever, so it's not like I started when people are supposed to start lifting. So sorry ass numbers, but I am trying to keep myself in shape, and let's hope that this year I will break my earlier records. Anyhow, then one of the most common questions has been, can I interview a certain band? For example, Antimateria and Archgoat has been asked me a few times, Goat Moon a few times, etc, etc. So basically, can I interview a certain band? Well, yes, if the possibility is there, that is, if I get to meet a certain band at certain venue and time of place are, okay, and I get my camera crew, which is usually one person, sometimes two, Anyhow, if that is possible, yeah, then sure, why not? I have no problems basically interviewing anybody. Well, I'm not too keen on, like Christian metal bands, for example, but point beside, uh, point aside, the thing is that I try to interview bands that are either interesting to me, myself personally, for certain opinions or music or both, and also some bands that I think you might find interesting. Obviously, I can, serve everybody. Somebody might be totally like uninterested in certain bands, say Arch Enemy, whereas to some people it's like, wow, the best thing ever. Like our previous Meshuggah interview actually proved to be, got way more views than I was expecting because it's kind of quite marginal band in any way. But yeah, because I mostly listen to death metal and black metal, and I went, go to those shows and festivals which usually have those kind of bands, I then end up interviewing such bands. But by means, I don't, discriminate any given genre. So, for example, just out of curiosity, I interviewed Sabaton in Tuska 2017. I don't like the music, but who gives a damn? I mean, thing is, sometimes people behind music are way more interesting than the music itself. And vice versa, a band can be good in music, but totally uninteresting when it comes to the people behind the band. So you never know. That is my work ethics, so to speak. So I try to interview the bands you are asking me to, you're suggesting, but sometimes it's just possible. For example, Graveland a couple of years ago, or whatever, I would like to have them interviewed, but I got the response that their English is not good enough for video review. And then there's some bands that are not just keen in video format. They don't want to do interviews in front of the camera. For example, bands like Black Dawn and Beherit just said politely, thanks, but no thanks, because they don't feel like YouTube channel or video format in general is their cup of tea. So some bands, no matter if I know the guys or I have connections, whatever, doesn't matter, doesn't help. If the bands don't want to do video interviews, that's then impossible. But for example, Archgoat and Goat Moon, they have already been agreed to do probably after the summer. So I try to estimate that they should be around the fall and all that stuff. But yeah, you can always ask me to interview whatever. If the situation is there, then why not? Question number 4. Can I be sent CDs and whatnot for review? Of course you can. CDs are my preferred format, just because I don't have at this given time a tape player nor vinyl player. I know that some people are upset about it, like how can I do this and that without having those players, or why I'm not a vinyl or a shipper. The thing is, well, to put this really brief way, I am a really busy guy, basically too busy to do even these videos, but I have chosen my path and so forth. So I'm not the kind of type who, just likes to switch sides of an LP every 20 minutes or 15 minutes or whatnot. So LP is not my preferred format. I mean, I like the big art, on the 12-inch releases. Obviously, I kind of like the format, the kind of old school feeling what these formats have. But because I never kind of got into listening to LPs, I sold my player way more than 10 years ago, or probably tossed it in the trash because I didn't use it. So nope. And when it comes to tapes, I'm not keen on, about the format. So I don't have a tape player anymore for obvious reasons. But still, I am keen to present you those formats when it's possible. Say there's maybe like CD and LP format. Like there's already been a couple of reviews where I have both formats, so I can show it to you what those look like. But I might have to, listen to them digitally, be it a Bandcamp or just digital files. But if I get the physical copy, I will kind of review it in the sense of, showing you the contents and whatnot. But basically, people are totally okay to send me CDs or whatever, and I do my best in order to get them reviewed in timely fashion. Unfortunately, I'm been on vacation here, so I'm kind of like lots of stuff in the queue right now, and I'm still pondering how to show you them and review them all. But totally possible. If you need my contacts, like my street address, send me a message on Facebook or take my email out of the YouTube information page. It's already there. So it's like we founded the channel, so dig up the information and you can reach me and I will reply you in timely fashion. Question number 5. Do I like Beherit, the Finnish black metal legend, and is an interview possible? Well, I kind of do and I kind of don't. That means I really like some of the material and some I am not too fond of. I mean, I totally respect the guys having this long career and all that stuff, and I truly like some of their stuff quite a bit, and they're kind of a primitive, yet mystic feeling with these albums. But I've never been a Beherit worshipper. I don't know, just doesn't reach me on certain levels. However, like I said, much respect and all that stuff. And about the interview, well, I sent you a Facebook message already a few months ago to a nuclear holocausto, that is Marko of Beherit, and he never got to, I guess, read it in the first place. I have some mutual friends with him, so basically I could try some other way to reach him, but as these, we have been so many other things going on that it hasn't been, on the priority number 1 to do a Beherit interview. But let's hope at some point that will be possible. I don't know whether it's possible in the first place or not, but if and should it be possible thing, I will definitely do it. Number 6. Who or what is Rauta? And well, this is a question that has been asked me prior to this one already a few months, maybe more than 6 months ago, and that has been totally explained thoroughly in another video on this channel, basically another AMA. I think it's 40 minutes or something, so it's very in deep kind of thing, so no need to reply to that again. So, question number 7. Which was the first metal band in my opinion? Well, that is really how you define metal in the first place, so I go with the easy one. I think Black Sabbath has rightfully deserved that title, being the first metal band, because of so many reasons. If I need to, explain myself further with these, I will do it, but I think Black Sabbath deserves that crown, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the band. And question number 8. Do I review also digital records, releases, YouTube stuff and whatnot? Well, there was this question basically maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago, that whether or not I should be reviewing the material which is digital only. I kinda am inclined to say no. There's a couple of reasons. The couple of reasons are that, first of all, I am a physical, format guy. I like to listen to CDs or whatever, and browse the covers, basically, the booklets, maybe get a glimpse of the lyrics, see if they're bad photos, get kind of a visual feeling of any given release. And if it's good enough, I will just put it in my shelf, and if not, I will just, toss it to a friend, take it to a secondhand store, whatever. That's nobody's business, basically. But the thing is, I don't like to review digital stuff. It's just lacking too much. And the other reason is that I'm already quite filled with physical releases, so there's really no need for me to get that stuff. I might do it at some point, because like 50% of the people, when I ask like whether I should do digital reviews also, like 50% are like, it doesn't matter what the format is, it doesn't matter what the media is, the content is the king. So basically the music is that matters, and I agree, it's totally that way. But then again, for me, there's no show no unboxing, there's nothing else. And that's also why some people said no, I should just stick with physical. And for the time being that will be the case, because I have so many physical releases, tapes, CDs and LPs already waiting for the turn to be reviewed. So for the time being, no, I won't review your digital links. I'm sorry, Tad. Maybe I will listen to that at some point, but there's already a few months queue in terms of what I get to listen, because I also get a lot of digital promos from labels. So when I'm not listening to CDs, for example, if I'm driving my car to some place, I might just stream the stuff I have on my Google Drive, which is the stuff I have been downloading from the labels, digital services. So basically, I might be listening to a digital release, but it might never end up in a review, and most likely it won't unless there's a certain deal that I get the CD afterwards, which means that only that time the review will appear in Rauta channel, even though I might write a review to other places such as imperiumi.net, where I've been writing about 16 years. So prefer no digital, stick to the physical if possible. The question number 9 was that, because I mentioned my bands earlier briefly, but anyway, there were a couple of questions like in which bands I play or have played before. Well, I think those are kind of two that are worth mentioning. I don't kind of like bother, tell about my demo bands that never actually released a demo, but just, rehearsed and did some songs and all that blah blah blah. So there are two bands that actually matter to me in my musical history, and the first of them is Nightside, the band that I joined in 1996, like 6 months after it was formed, I think, founded, and I was there as a vocalist, writing lyrics and obviously singing or screaming, whatever you want to call it. Melodic Nordic, black metal, very 1990s type. Did one demo, one 7-inch EP, and then a full-length album. And after a few years, the band quit. But it seems that they are now doing sort of a comeback, without me anyway, but still, nevertheless. If you want to check out Nightside, you can find it on YouTube. Just Nightside and The End of Christianity album is out there, so go please yourself with it. I think it's pretty decent album, even though it's nothing like, how to say, no ball-breaking moments there. And the other band I have is Annihilatus, which is way more raw than Nightside, founded by me and my friend 1999, who also played for a little bit in Nightside, but also quite a bit of other bands. And Annihilatus, lasted from 1999 to 2003 basically, and then we went on a long hiatus and came back in 2016. So like 2 years ago, a little more, and one demo, one 10-inch, one full-length, and now second full-length is ready and might be out this year or next year, I don't know, but way different than from Nightside, more raw, more simple, and I'm such a crappy guitar player, so people I have been reviewing badly, they can do the same for my album, and it's all good. And the last, which is not so much a question, but more like a statement from me, or more like a piece of information, is that how long is the queue with all the review materials I get? And there's no simple question to this one, because well, it depends. Just this year everything started to go different, and some labels decided to send me a lot of older material like 2014, 15, 16, 17. And well, since there's like constant stream of new albums coming out like every year, and I try to prioritize the ones that are more recent, that is of 2018, rather than those old ones. So the thing goes like this, basically first in, first out. So if I like get your band today and your friend's band the next day. I will review your band first and your friend's band the next, or as soon as I can, that is. But if the thing is that your band is something like, say, 2016 release, and your friend's band's release is then again, say, 2 months old, I will go for your friend's band first and then your band. Is this clear? I hope it to be, because some people, like labels and even some bands, might be wondering like, hey, what the hell happened to my CD? I sent it to you like 4 months ago. It is our debut album from 2015. Yeah, too bad, it's already 3 years late, so to speak. So the order is like this. If I happen to get a release that is gonna be released in, say, September 2018 and it's August 2018, I will review it so that it kind of matches the release date and it will be timely reviewed here, like we did with Marduk review. I cut it like a week before the actual release date, so people already get really fresh information even before then they get it actually possible to listen to the album. Makes sense, doesn't it, huh? And if there's like 2018 release, but like say this is like end of July and somebody sent me an album that was out in June 2018, that will be the second most important priority, that is. And then the older ones. So currently I'm going through various releases from 2018, like July and June stuff first, then going, you know, back in time, backtracking in chronological order. And once I have finished all the 2018 releases I've been sent, then I will go to 2017 and whatnot. So first in, first out with this set of rules. I hope this makes sense, because some of the labels might have been already waiting for like 5 months, like, where is this review? It will be there. I'm just like overloaded basically, but it's not like I'm gonna give up. I will review them. It just takes a little more time when it comes to older releases. Hope this helps you to figure out what is this channel is all about and how things work at this end. And if there is something I forgot to answer, if there was a question I missed or I forgot to add it on the list, please do it again, like for example this comment box, and I will add it to the list and get back to the next AMA video, which might be in somewhere in the fall or in the winter or whatever. There's like 9 to 10 questions in total. Thank you for watching. Already 22 minutes. I just can't be brief. This sucks so much. Thank you for watching. See you soon and bye bye.